Go. We're fucking live. We're live, chat.
We're here.
So, currently in Nando's post leg workout. How are you feeling after that?
Oh, quite sure, mate. To be honest with you, I'm not be doing that again. But no, like for real, it was a good session. But I'm not gonna be able to walk tomorrow, bro.
Aye, I'm the same, mate. I've not trained legs in about a month, man. So it was good to get back.
I mean, I still train them, but as I was saying to you earlier on, like I always sort of half-arse them. Do you know what I mean?
Took him into deep waters, man.
No, he did. Like, no, genuinely, mate. Honestly, but that was good, man. It was good.
So today we're going to do a wee Q&A where we put a poll up on IG and we're just going to run through the questions. Do you think we should try and keep the answers to under a minute
Aye, try and get
each,
it
so we get both point of views?
Yeah.
So let's jump on it then.
My body there.
Right, here we go. So we'll start for the Boltman, just run through them. So how many times per week do you train? You can go first.
Well, just train whatever the gaffer tells me. Do you know what I mean? Like my coach tells me to train 5 times a week with 2 rest days, and I feel like that's quite a good round number, to be honest. I feel there's a fine line between under-training and over-training, and I feel like 5 times a week is quite a good number. I feel like 4 if you're quite an advanced lifter, quite an experienced lifter. I feel like 3 to 4 times, I feel like you could definitely squeeze an extra session in there, 100%.
Aye.
If you're wanting to maximise your gains, especially if you're like doing the style of training I do, like bodybuilding based stuff, I feel like you should be training each muscle group twice per week. So I feel like 5 times. Obviously you could probably fit. You could probably do 2 lower days and 2 upper days and then get everything done twice. But I just feel for me, if you're doing it 5 times a week, it allows you basically, so say for example I'm doing like push or pull, it allows me to basically add in more exercises for my back and for my biceps. Then if
More volume, aye.
Yeah, it's just get more volume
So
in yourself.
for me, 5 is perfect. That's what my coaches gave me. We've both got the same coach. I'm scheduled at 5 sessions a week. At the start of this year, I was doing Muay Thai 3 times a week, so I went to 4 weight sessions just because the output was so much and I need my body to rest and recover, man. I've done a post about this yesterday, about a lot of people overtraining and not seeing the results because they're just doing too much, their body's not having time to recover. So for me, 5 days is perfect. I love being in the gym because it makes me feel good and having those recovery days to let the muscles repair as well. So next one, I struggle with snacks. Any tips to help? How are you with nutrition? Are you like a snacky person or what?
For me, I've always said, especially like my clients, so like fat loss clients, for example, who I want to lose body fat. For me, it's not the actual food itself I crave, it's the taste of the food. So I always tell them, if you substitute that taste for a healthier alternative that tastes the same, they'll feel like they're eating the thing that they like,
Aye.
but they're actually not. They're like, so for example, with me when I was on prep, I really like cake. I love cake. So I always
How did you substitute that?
so I always make sure I get a protein powder. It's like a cake flavour.
Aye.
Because believe it or not, they really do taste like pretty much identical to cake. So
What's your go-to one then?
I've tried a few, bro. I would probably say that I like that one I'm on now, that red velvet one. You've tried that as well.
Perform. Aye,
That's
that's banging.
really good. Birthday cake, I like birthday cake as well. Sometimes you can't go wrong. Sometimes certain brands butcher it, other brands don't. Like, but yeah, for me, I would say any cake flavour or chocolate.
Just having that alternative option to kind of get it done, you're getting what you want, but it's a bit healthier at the same time. So
100%, man.
for me, I'm a greedy bastard. As you've probably seen from fucking over the years, twice in my life I've fully let myself go. And food has always been a big struggle with me. But with snacking, for me, I just can't buy it. I don't have crisps in the house, I don't have biscuits or chocolate. Like, that is out. If that's in the house, I am scranning it. There's no way a fucking 6-pack of biscuits or 12-pack of biscuits can last one night in my house, so I just don't buy it. I would rather just get myself proper food and stay satiated that way, and that helps me just avoid the snack fucking
So true,
cravings.
isn't it? Like if it's not in the house, then you can't buy it.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
You can't eat it.
unless you drive, and you can really be arsed getting into the motor and going to Asda.
Most people can't, but can
I know. Well, if you're the type of person who's willing to sit about and eat shit, then you're probably...
You'll find a way.
Aye. But, no, but aye, like, definitely. So, always, if you like a certain taste, whether it's chocolate, cake or whatever, always substitute that taste for a healthy alternative that tastes the same. And as you said, just don't buy unhealthy food, because if you do, then you're not going to be... Like, you're just doing yourself an injustice, to be honest. So if it's not in the house, then you're not going to be tempted to eat it.
That is a big reason why people don't reach their goals, is the snacks, the amount of calories.
100%.
Aye, that date may only be 300 calories extra, but by the end of that month, they've fucking consumed a lot.
Of course, like that saying, quality over quantity, it's so true.
Aye.
Like, it's, like, people think, oh, it's only got 100 calories, so like that's fine. But it's not the calories that matter, it's the macronutrients. So like, it could have 100 calories, but the majority of those calories could be fat. And then you're just going to be going over your fat target for the day. And then, do you know what I mean? So,
End up like me, fat as fuck. So,
Funny fat as fuck last week, brother.
I know, mate, fucking
Shredded
hell.
as fuck, man.
So, this question has been asked about fucking 20 times here, and you must get it a lot in the DMs as coaches. I think this is the most common question. Fastest way to get rid of belly fat?
Well, I mean, without signing up to, is the short answer, really. And it's the only answer, and you've probably heard the answer 1,000 times. Even the person that asked that probably knows the answer. A calorie deficit.
Aye.
Move more, eat less. Like, I love the dog analogy. I love that analogy. I don't know if you've heard it before. I learned it during my course when I was doing my qualifications. Like, if your dog's fat, what do you do with it? Do you put it on Weight Watchers or Herbalife or anything like that? No, you
Take it out a walk.
You take it out a walk, you walk it more, feed it less. So that's what we need to do. We're just the same as like animals in the day. We're animals, man. Do you know what I mean? No, we are. Do you know what I mean? So like, just literally burn more calories than you're consuming daily. Obviously, that's easier said than done, and I understand that as a coach, and so do you probably. However, that's why we're here.
Aye.
That's why
But
we're here.
see, to be honest with this question, but I feel like they're mostly asking how to get abs, like how do I just get rid of this belly fat? Like, you can't spot reduce fat,
You
like
can't.
you need to be in a deficit.
Of course.
Lift weights, eat less, move more, and if you're struggling with it, hire a coach. It's as simple
Of
as
course,
that.
aye.
Like, that's what people just lack, structure and knowledge on how to do these things. And I know you see so much shit on Instagram and TikTok that fucking put a lemon in your tea and you're gonna get ripped and shit like that. Like, the basics work. Get stuck to the basics and you'll fucking lose that belly fat. That's a good one, man. How was Dubai, lads? It looked class. So you can take the floor first with that.
For me personally, it was just life changing. Like, back in Glasgow, I don't know what it's like elsewhere, but it's quite a negative environment, to be honest with you. Most people kind of just don't want to see each other do well, and I just feel like being surrounded by guys who are like-minded to myself and have got the same aspirations, same ambitions as me. I just feel like it was a positive energy to be around, and also secondly, like, people who are in a better position than me, just willing to actually help me. And like, there's a lot of people, especially like in Scotland, that they might have a big following, and they think because they've got a big following that like you're not on their level, so they would probably be not willing to make content with you because they feel like they've got nothing to gain off of you. So they'll only make content with someone who's maybe got the same following as them or more, and that's the wrong mindset to have, in my opinion. Over in Dubai, like, we bumped into some of the best coaches in the world, in my opinion, and they were happy to make content, collaborate, just even
Share their knowledge.
Just share their knowledge, do you know what I mean? And like, it was just really refreshing to be around that. And I just feel like the environment itself, like, because it's full of hustlers and go-getters, like, it just motivates me as a person to work hard on myself as well. And the time difference for me, like, was a game changer for my business, because it meant I was like, I mean, I'm on the ball with my clients anyway, but because I was 3 hours ahead, I'd literally got all my check-ins and work done before my clients had even got out their scratcher, man.
Got a head start to your
Do you know
day,
what I mean?
man.
That's
aye.
it. But, you know, before they even get out of bed, I was literally ready to go. Do you know what I mean? They'd had all their stuff sent to them, and I was basically ready to go and like, get up yourself, make content, and just go on with the day. Do you know what I mean? So, short answer, life changing. Long answer, what I just said.
Aye, pretty much the same, man. Like, just Dubai in general is just on another level. I get why the hype is there, the fucking buzz. It's like you're just in a place of people that's wanting to succeed, better themselves, and when you're running that energy, it motivates you and you want to do more. So that's what I took for it. It's a great place. I'll be back fucking 2-3 times a year to link up with people, do more seminars, meet like-minded people, like fucking Blair, 23. I'm turning 33 next year, so there's age gaps, but we share that same passion and fucking. I'm still such a young coach in the game, even though I'm 10 years older. But I'm still a fucking young coach that's got so much to learn, and I just feel like the value and the lifestyle was pretty fucking incredible, man. Aye.
No, it was 100%.
So next one. Fucking hell, we just done this. So many days a week do you train legs? Like, you can go first with that as well.
Once, and that's enough for me personally. I mean, when I played football, I used to train my legs 3 times a week because obviously I was trying to build my quads, hammies, etc. up to enhance my performance when I was playing. But obviously I done my cruciate ligament, and I was saying this to you earlier on, I kind of, over the years I have, to be honest, and like I've been bad for it. I've used that as an excuse just not to actually train my legs to full capacity. Like, even though I can't chuck loads of load on the bar because of my knee, at the same time I could still just replace that with more volume. I could still train at equal intensity but just find other ways of doing it.
Aye.
But I just don't, because like that happened in my knee, it just kind of removed the enjoyment from doing it, to be honest with you, just because there is that little niggling pain there.
Aye.
To be honest, and like I'm wearing shorts or joggers, and like in Scotland we don't really get the chance to wear shorts, to be honest with you. So I've never really got the pins out. So, but at the same time, no one likes a disproportionate body. So
Aye.
like I still do them just so I'm in proportion.
Yep. The way yourself, mate, like your legs, when looking at your training at the day, like it's not as if it's a massive weak point where you do see some guys that are very top heavy, very skinny legs, where you're like, maybe you should be doing 2 sessions a week to put more emphasis on that. But for me, legs has always been a massive strong point of mine, probably the strongest point of my body. So for me, the new, I don't need to prioritise that. So I'm just once a week where I'm prioritising more upper body in other areas that I'm lagging in. And that's pretty much it for me. But if you are someone that feels that they need to build their legs up, maybe up it to 2 sessions if you've already got a good top half of the body. So, any advice for me getting into the coaching game? I've started college this year, so obviously a new young coach coming into the game. What advice would you give him?
College, obviously, that was where I started, to be honest, and I would definitely say just stay humble, man, and stay grounded, and just always know that there is always more to learn. Like, even once you get your course, once you pass your course, never think, oh, I know it all, because you don't. And it's as simple as that. Like, there's levels to the game. Like, that's why me and Cal have got a coach. That's why our coaches get a coach. Like, it doesn't mean you know all. Like there's levels to it. Do you know what I'm saying? And like, for me personally, I just stay grounded. Like, if you're brand new, just practice what you preach, man. Like, don't come into this game and just not bother focusing on your own self-development as much as your clients, because listen, you need to set yourself at the highest standard possible for who you're going to train, who you're going to coach. And like, for me personally, it just doesn't make sense for someone to, like, for me, like, my niche is muscle building, so if I didn't have quite a good like foundation of muscle already on me, I don't think it would make sense for me to start preaching that and for people to come to me and ask me, even though I'm knowledgeable on it, if I wasn't in shape, then it's like, I just feel like I've got no right to start coaching someone how to improve that aspect that I'm preaching to be an expert in. Do you know what I mean?
Aye. Great fucking advice, man. Never think, all that is spot on there. And to add to that, I would say that when you come out of college, like, a lot of the stuff you learn there, you're never going to use. So a lot of the thing is best practice. Actual get coaching your mates, get coaching maybe family members straight away. Even though you're in college, start practicing and doing the repetitions on the gym floor. I would recommend maybe spending a bit of time on the gym floor as well, because I get a lot of young coaches messaging me saying, oh mate, you live out in Thailand, what a lifestyle, and I want to be an online coach. I'm like, you're not in it for the right reasons. You need to have a passion to help people and that's the main focus. You want to help change people's
100%.
lives. So I would basically touch on what he said, that was spot on, and just to add to it, you never know all. So if you want to learn, get yourself more education, get yourself on YouTube, get yourself a coach as well. That's one of the best investments a young coach can make, is getting someone else that's been in the game for a while.
Yeah, because you can just basically transfer all the skills that they're showing you into your own business and into your own coaching.
Because as well, a lot of, I don't know if you were like this at the start, but I remember when I first started coaching, I coached everybody, men, women, different age ranges.
I think we've all done that, to be honest.
I think you need to do that at the beginning to
100%.
find who you actually want to work with.
100%.
Like our niche is pretty similar, where we coach men. He targets more the younger demographic, boys at his own age, and that obviously maybe a bit lost in life, and mine's is a bit of a mixed bag. I've got a lot of new dads, people that are being parents that have kind of lost their way, they've got the dad boards and stuff, and then I've got obviously another demographic of young sort of athletes that I'm helping coach through become footballers. So find who you want to coach and fucking go for it. What's your strongest, I think you've kind of answered this for my end, but what's your strongest / weakest day in the gym? So like...
So what's like my strongest muscle,
essentially. Strongest day, like is it your pushing day or what?
I would say like the day that I enjoy the most is the day that I'm the weakest in. To be honest with you, and the reason for that is because...
Was that the day then?
Apart from that.
Now when you say your weekend legs, because you've got that fucking football background, so your legs are strong, man.
I would say my weakest is my shoulders is a weak area of mine, and so is my back. So I was saying this to you earlier on, if you don't enjoy your training, I feel like you're not going to progress. Like, do you know what I mean? I feel like you need to enjoy what you're doing to go into every session and give 100%. If you don't enjoy the session, then you're not going to look forward to going into that session. And if you don't look forward to going into that session, you're probably 9 times out of 10 going to half-arse it. And if you half-arse a session, you get half-arse results. So,
and that is why so many men have skinny legs, because they don't look forward to fucking training legs. So your weakest area that you'd probably like to work on the most would be shoulders and back?
100%.
And what would you say is your strongest then?
I would say it's my strongest, like simply for one reason, like my chest, honestly could land a plane on that thing, man. And my biceps, I would say, and the only reason for that is it's not because of genetics, but it's because I just overtrained them a lot, to be honest. Like when I first started, those are not knowing.
That's the muscles all the guys want, but innit?
I thought because if I've got that, that's going to make my physique look better, and also like I had like no access to a pub. Well, I had access to a public gym, but I was too shy to go to one when I first started. Like me and my dad, we built a home gym in my garage, so like I trained in there for the first 2 years of my journey, and he had one of his multi-gym. You know, you get the flies and the chest. So it does like 4 different like chest exercises, and I used to just bash that, and then he had like an easy bar, and I would just do curls and like I would just bash like the odd muscle, but I would never like. I don't think I trained my shoulders, mate, and my back, to be honest, for the first year of my journey, which was.
So it's all just chest and biceps.
Really, man, and then like that's kind of how I think that they're probably my strongest muscles, to be honest.
So my strongest day is definitely a leg day. Like I'm quite leg strong, and I would say my weakest is pushing. So I've done a push session in Warehouse Gym in Dubai with Blair, and fucking it was good to see that's his strong point in training with somebody like that, that there's a strong point because it pushes me harder.
I wouldn't say that it was a weak point, man.
It's not, it's probably my weakest point, but over, I would say, I've been training fucking in the gym for like 7-8 years now. I have like developed overall, but if you look back at my very first photo, no chest, no arms, fucking very skinny up top. My pulling and deadlifts and stuff like that has always been good because, I don't know, just naturally from legs and stuff as well. I feel like I'm quite good at the pulling side of things, but the pushing, I would say, that's what I want to work on, is more upper chest and lower lats. That's the feedback for the coach anyway. So, why did you get into coaching? That's a pretty
I'll go first.
good question on your man, aye?
For me, like, I was quite insecure, like, growing up, if I'm being honest. Like, I was quite skinny as a kid. I was never naturally big, and it's quite funny. It's a compliment, but it's funny at the same time when people say, "Oh, you've got class genetics." I'm like, I don't. Like, if you look back when I was younger, there was always more naturally built boys in my year than me. Especially when I played football now, and you'll know yourself in your team, like, there was always a lot of bigger boys than me, but I was always quite skinny and it made me quite insecure growing up. And like after I stopped playing football, when I got told I couldn't play football anymore, that thing that was like my safe space was like no longer there. So I kind of needed a new passion to pursue, and because that, in the back of my head, I was like, I used to get teased for it a lot in the dressing room, and like my dad's mates would always tease me, my dad would tease me, my gran would like see me all fat in a chip and all that. It's like that would always be in the back of my head. I'm like, maybe I need to get a bit of size, man.
In this day and age, that's classed as abuse, man. But back then, it motivated you to change, didn't it?
So like, obviously, they were just kind of bamming me up, just pure saying that I wasn't big or that, and I'm just kind of like, I want to be big. Do you know what I mean? So like, I couldn't be the fittest anymore because I couldn't play football, so I was like, right, well, I'm going to be the biggest in it. So started lifting weights, but as I said earlier on, I was too shy to go to the gym, initially the public gym, because again, being in a dressing room, it's kind of an environment when you get teased, you get bantered a lot, and I just kind of presumed like the gym was going to be like that as well. So even though it's not, but I just presumed I was going to go into the gym, and if I was doing something wrong like I did at football, I would get slagged for it by one of the boys. But it wasn't the case, but obviously I just presumed that was the case, and it put me off going to a public gym for like the first year or two of my journey, because I was too skinny, and I thought I'm going to get slagged by the older guys for being too skinny and not knowing what I was doing or doing any of the exercises wrong. So me and my dad built a home gym in my garage, so I trained in that for like the first year or two, but I was relentless with it, and that's all I'd done. Like, I didn't go to gaffs and get on it in that until like, I didn't indulge in that life until I got a little bit older, and again that was just a phase as well. That's a story for another time. But when I was in school, literally the gym was my life, so when everyone was going out every weekend, like taking drugs, drinking, etc., I was in the gym. So like, I made a lot of progress for like, the first year or two of my journey, got a six-pack, etc., and I thought, you know what, like, I'm feeling quite good about how I look now, my confidence skyrocketed, and that's when I went, right, I'm ready to take the leap now, and I'm ready to start going to a public gym. I started doing that, and then I started to get a bit of recognition by boys my year at school. Like, for me, the big one for me was boys like in the year below me and like even younger than that started to kind of look up to me and stuff, and that made me feel really good, and I felt like I'm actually having a bit of an impact here on younger people, like especially young lads like myself, and like I'm essentially inspiring them to do what I've done. And I thought, right, well, this is actually like, I'm getting a pure buzz off this, like helping people out and making them feel good and making them want to start what I've started. So I thought, right, well,
the passion has been lit.
The passion's been lit. I'd love to do that for a living. I'd love to like coach these people and actually like make that my full-time career. So obviously I knew right away, even when I was in like 6th year of high school, like I'm going to college. Like people say, like a lot of people who are personal trainers, they do a trade first and stuff like that, and they don't really find a passion for fitness until they maybe get a bit older. Whereas like I knew mine right away. Like I was 17, literally knew right away when teachers asked me, oh, what you got to do when you leave school? I'm like, I've got a personal trainer. I knew right away. Like,
that's good, man.
So went to college. Got my HNC, my level 2, then done my level 3 through a training provider. Could have done my HND, but I decided not to do that because it was an extra year that I didn't really need. That was only kind of relevant if I wanted to go to university and do sports science and stuff. And like, it would have been good to have that to expand my knowledge, but I just kind of wanted to go on the gym floor as soon as possible and just start helping young guys as soon as possible, because that was what I always wanted to do. So obviously,
that's class. That was your kind of goal. Obviously after the football injury and that, but you realised that is your passion quite quickly because of how much it changed your life.
It changed my life, and then obviously COVID was a bit of an awkward time with my level 3 personal trainer qualification, so like that was always like an up and down, trying to get that sorted and finished, and then after COVID as well, so that kind of ended up like being longer than it needed to be. But when I eventually got that, I started on that, but obviously initially for me it was just making online plans for people. So like the online coach side of things, before I actually knew how to be like an online coach, before I started doing...
Sending out PDFs and that, mate, that's the way I thought online coaching was.
I know, 100%. It's like, before I started doing any in-person stuff for like the first wee while, I just made online plans. And as you were saying earlier on, when I first started, I used to give out a lot of free programmes. So I remember I made a 6-pack like programmes, like 6-pack in 6 weeks. So it was an ab plan. It was an ab plan during lockdown, right? And like, I got a 6-pack quite easily through doing this, right? Well, not easily, but like I was consistent and I got it. So I thought, right, you know what, I'm going to make a little plan up here, but I'm going to just give it out to as many people as possible for free. Some might not do it, but then some might, and the ones that do it, I'll gather those results and use them as social proof. So then the minute I became a coach and started actually marketing my services after COVID, I already had results there off the back to promote through giving this plan out for free. So that's a little tip there. Give free stuff out, get social proof of people, even if like, guys, I mean, who you're marketing this to doesn't know that you're charging people or not. Like no one knows that. And whether you're charging them or whether you're not charging them, it's irrelevant anyway. At the end of the day, you're helping somebody change their life and you're like helping them improve their physique and their mindset, etc. So if you're getting some form of social proof in, then use that.
That's it. That's why I advise young coaches coach your mates, family members straight off the bat, free of charge. Obviously, make sure they're committed and want to get you the result, because a lot of mates and stuff don't really want to help you out that way. But is that you done with it?
Aye.
So my whole thing with it was I fucking early 20s, stopped playing football, put a lot of weight on, lost the weight just through running. Had no idea what I wanted to do with my life at this point. I was just lost in limbo. Like, felt like fucking if I've not got football, I've not got anything. That was my whole identity at the time. And then I lost the weight, started playing football again, got picked back up. But at that time, a few people were asking me, "Oh, can you train me? What did you do?" And I wasn't even doing gym workouts at this time. I was doing an insanity program, jumping about my room, doing high intensity workouts, and out running every day. And I went from like 101 kilo down to 64 kilo. But this is, you check my Instagram, I went from being fat to being super skinny, so I kind of was lost at both ends. I was like, fucking hell, now I'm too skinny, I can't even fill out a t-shirt. So then I started going to the gym, started going to the gym regular, like had no plan to begin with when I went in, was lost, felt intimidated, all the big guys were strapping about, but I did kind of have some like the training I used to do from football, like squats, deadlifts, like your Olympic sort of lifting, powerlifting. I had that in the back locker, so I'd always just go and do that instead of going to the dumbbells and stuff. And then I started building muscle, started looking really good. People were starting to notice. I started posting videos on Instagram, I think in like 2017, like just because it became my life. I loved it so much, and then I was getting messages like, fuck, like, can you coach me, mate? Like, you're looking brilliant, all this stuff. And I was like, I actually love what this has done for me and how much it's helped me. It took me out one of the darkest moments in my life and gave me a new purpose. And then that's when my passion was lit. I was like, fuck, I could help other people in my sort of position that's maybe overweight, feeling insecure, low confidence, all the stuff that comes with it. And then that's how I got into it. I was like, I think maybe 5-6 years ago, started putting the wheels in motion. 5 years ago, started doing my course, and then lockdown is when I really went for it. I just built a garage in my gym, started coaching people from there one-to-one, and then I transitioned to online like 2.5 years ago, and I've helped hundreds of lads change their lives through health and fitness, and it's one of the most fulfilling things that I love. I'm so passionate about it, it's unbelievable. But like Blair said there, I didn't find that out that I was going to go this path until later in life. I was like 28 or something until I realised, fuck, this is what I want to do. Where Blair's had that passion from a very young age, like he knew this is what I want to do with my life. And you can see, if you follow him on Instagram, like he's got that passion, he's getting himself out there, speaking in front of the camera, getting his personality out there, and you'll see big things for him coming in the future, man. It's good. It's good to see, man.
That's a real inspirational story, but as well, mate. Just because like you've experienced both, as you said, the ends of the spectrum.
Aye.
So that just makes you automatically like relatable for
clients.
Any guy, to be honest, like just who's been through anything. Like you've probably experienced every obstacle they've experienced, and you've overcame it. So you're going to know exactly what it takes to do that.
I think that's why a lot of the clients do like when they come on board with me, because most of them know my story. They've seen, fucking hell, he was overweight, he was a couch potato, he was this, and then he was this skinny guy, it's built muscle and stuff. So it's relatability, and I think there's a big, that's very important in the coaching game. If you decide to get a coach, like, look for these wee things. If they went through transformations like Blair, wee skinny, insecure guy back in the day, felt self-conscious with things, and then the gym gave him that fucking purpose. He realised his self-worth, and he's going to Dubai events at the age of 23. He's fucking putting himself in circles that I couldn't even imagine doing things at that age. So the gym can really help you find your purpose, and it can help you realise what you actually want out of life as well. And that's how I got into coaching, to help men live up to their potential, essentially.
Love it, man.
Aye. Next one. So we've done that. So was thinking about getting into coaching. Well, we can answer this as well. So was thinking about getting into coaching, but I feel there's a lot of coaches out there now. So will I go first on this?
You go, mate.
So, like, people think it's an oversaturated market. You hear that quite a lot in the coaching game. Oh, there's coaches popping up here, there and everywhere. But there's so many things that are oversaturated. I'm a big believer that the cream always rises to the top. So if you care about your service, you care about your clients, you're getting results, you live and breathe what you do, you're never going to struggle. So if it's something that you're passionate about and you want to do, fucking go for it. Do not think because there's fucking a million coaches out there that it's going to hold you back. Like, if anything, like, fucking go and prove that you'll put a stamp in this game. And that's the way I look at it.
100%. Like, when you get into personal training or online coaching or whatever avenue you decide to go down, for me it's like you are your brand, right? And I've always been a firm believer in this. Like, you're selling you, like, your service is you, like, you as a person. No one can do you better than you, right? So when people are saying, oh, it's oversaturated, it's oversaturated with loads of guys who are just copying it. It's loads of copycats out there. A lot of guys get into coaching and their biggest mistake is to try and just do what other coaches are doing. You copy their content, you copy the way they talk. Like, there's nothing wrong with taking inspiration, but be yourself, man. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you're selling personal training or online coaching, it's you're selling. Right? So don't try and be somebody you're not at the end of the day, because what's going to help you retain clients is building a good rapport with them, and what's going to help you get clients is by just being a guy who's approachable. And the only way you can do that is if you're just being yourself. Like, if you're trying to be someone you're not, people can see through bullshit. And like, if you're someone who is quite vocal on social media and who does put themselves out there, but you're doing it in the wrong way by not being yourself, people see that. It's quite obvious, I think. If someone's like,
if you look at it like this, how many electricians are out there, how many plumbers are out there, but every single year there's hundreds of new plumbers and electricians. Like, that's an oversaturated market, but still people they'll do their time and then they'll start their own business, and then their business is booming, and then they fucking give their family financial freedom. It's how much you want it. Like, if you want it bad enough, you'll make it happen. And we're not trying, no one in the coaching game is really trying to reinvent the wheel. Like, it's not, honestly not that complicated, but as Blair says, you need to add your own personality into it, your own flavour, and that's just as simple as that. Like, with coaching, it's essentially sales. People buy into you before they buy your service. So if you're being real, you're being authentic, you're getting your clients' results, you're going through your own transformations and journeys, then you're never going to struggle for clients or fucking think this is an oversaturated market. So if you really want to be a coach for the right reasons, you've got a passion to help people, then go for it. Don't be getting into it just because you see people living in lifestyles and villas and fucking living in Dubai and all that. Like, 100%. Don't get into it for that game. You'll get chewed up and spat right back out, man. So, best gym you've trained in?
You didn't like it, but for me, bonus.
No, like, I did like it, but
you never liked it. Like, I get like why it's no everyone's cup of tea, but because I'm passionate about bodybuilding and the actual sport of bodybuilding, some of the best bodybuilders in the game train there. So for a start, if you're surrounded by the best, you're going to be the best. You're going to get to their level. You're going to close to their level. So like, it just motivates you to train harder, being surrounded by guys who are again doing better than you. The gym itself is like a fucking maze, man. Like, it's a big
gym.
It's a massive gym, but it's just, I don't know what it is. Like, the size, the scale, the aesthetic of the gym, what it offers, the different facilities inside it. I just feel like it says it's the best gym in the world, like all around it. And I genuinely, I've not been to anywhere bar Dubai outside Europe, to be honest. So I can't really comment on maybe what gyms in America and stuff would be like. But for me personally, I don't think there's going to be many gyms that will top it. It's built enough of a reputation as well to basically earn that title of being the best in the world. So I would definitely say, in my opinion, out of every gym I've trained in, I've trained in a lot of gyms. I've trained in basically every gym you could imagine in Scotland. I've trained in Ultraflex in down in England and
Is it better than Ultraflex? That's something to be one of the top gyms in it.
I would say it's very similar to Ultraflex, but I would still say it's better. It's bigger than Ultraflex, I would say, and it's a similar vibe, very, very similar vibe. And it's obviously like targeted at the same niche of fitness, but At the same time, I would just still say Binus edges it.
Aye,
just
I
that
feel
little
like
bit
for
more.
you that is number one. Like for me, I loved it, but out of the 3 gyms I trained in Dubai, that was my 3rd favourite. So I have trained in quite a lot of gyms, even just around the world. But my favourite one was TK MMA.
So I loved that gym. It was a
Like,
brilliant gym. Like,
see,
it
I
really
love
was,
training outside like that. I fucking love training in the heat. I'm just kind of used to that for training in Thailand, where there's no shelter, there's no much aircon, so you need to get used to the heat. And I just love that feeling of the sun on you, getting a solid workout in, getting a good sweat on. If I was to do my proper programme that I'm doing with my coach, that probably wouldn't be the best gym for me.
I mean,
It's got the equipment and stuff, but then Benoos equipment tops it.
I would say like the way the equipment in Binus feels like, I just feel you connect so well with whatever muscle you're trying to hit. I mean, I did like TK MMA. I feel like-
TKMMA top for me.
I feel like the outdoor equipment, like in terms of the standard of it and the quality of it, in comparison, I don't know if you tried any of their equipment inside.
I didn't.
Their equipment, I
It
never
looked
tried-
good inside, but
I never tried their inside equipment either. But
but you could get a good session in there. But
No,
for
you
the
could.
because it's got both, it's got the outdoor, it's got the indoor, and round the corner it's got like a
Aye.
CrossFit functional sort of area as well. The
I would say
gym's
it's very
beautiful, man.
close. I would say it's
The way the sun just comes up on that rooftop, man.
Like, the pull-up bar's located at such a cool bit as well, because if you're doing pull-ups on it and you're filming content,
Aye.
the pull-up bar, it just looks onto it. The view is just unbelievable.
So that is my favourite. Benoos is yours. So favourite type of food?
Sitting in the gaff now, man.
Aye,
For me,
Nando's.
it's a Nando's, innit? Like, I love chicken. I love chicken breast.
Aye.
And I love spicy food. So I would probably say Nando's for me.
Mine is definitely Japanese food, sushi, number one. I fucking love all types of food, so it's quite hard to pick one, but if I was to pick, it'll be sushi. So, right, I'm just going to let you answer this one because I've just done a fucking 4-minute post about it. What do you think of High Rocks?
What
I think somebody's
of,
saying that as a bam up because they've seen my video,
What do
but
I think of High Rock?
aye, what do you think of High Rocks in general? I'll give a wee fucking 30-second snippet of what I think.
As an actual like event, like I don't think it's a bad thing.
It's fucking class.
Like in terms of like, it's not my style of well, I said this to you the other day. I'm actually debating potentially
He's going to convert
giving
into
it
a hybrid.
giving it a dabble. Like not so much like wall balls and skiers and all that. It's not really my thing that, but hybrid running. I feel like if you're a bodybuilder, you know yourself. Listen, I'm talking to you bodybuilders out there. We are not fit because I just know that right off the back. Like we look fit, but doesn't mean we are.
You can do
And-
40 minutes on Stairmaster, no bother, but
Aye, so I feel like for me, as I've got older, I feel like you need to get the balance, and of course, like I'll see how far I can take my natural bodybuilding career in terms of men's physique. I would love to compete again, potentially win shows, and maybe potentially even in the future when I'm a bit older, get a pro card in the natural men's physique game. But it's a big goal, but maybe one day. But
still young, man, so
I'm
there's so
still-
much time.
I'm still young, but like the problem with that is like if you're starting to dabble in training like hybrid and all that, it can kind of sway.
Take you away from your goal, aye.
I'm taking my way for the question here.
Aye.
Like, what do I think about High Rocks? Like, I actually like genuinely.
Son of a fucking eye, what the fuck? Your eyes, man. It's a fucking eyebrow, man.
For the sun. It's a mixture between the eyebrow and the fucking and the fringe.
So, the camera cut off there in Nando's and the fucking battery ran out again. So, Blair was just finishing off what the question was, would you think of High Rocks? So, on you go, bro.
Aye, so basically my opinion is overall it's a really good way to get you moving, no matter what level you're at. Like at the end of the day, for your cardiovascular fitness, especially if you're an athlete, like if you're an all-rounder who's really into functional fitness, I would definitely say like give one of them a bash because it looks solid. I don't personally know because I don't indulge in that sort of training, well, until next week.
Aye.
But he's got to take me for my paces. But I like, by the looks of it, it's really, really solid, man. And I just feel like I can imagine the mental benefits after you've done one as well. Regardless of what your time is, I feel like you probably just feel classy you've done it. Like I feel like it's like any race, to be honest, innit?
Aye.
If you're doing like a marathon or whatever, it's probably a similar mental kind of achievement you get.
I think it's a class workout. It's obviously quite new, and it's kind of the uprise. It's been pretty big. That's how some people are giving it a bit of stick, because people that are giving it a stick that's never even fucking tried it. I've not even done one, but I do love that type of training. I do think as well, to do that type of training, you need to kind of do it in a group environment, man. So you're pushing each other. It's quite
Aye,
hard to do that
100%.
type of training yourself. But aye, man, if you fucking want to go for it, go for it. I think it looks a class workout. But next week, I'm going to put Blair through one of my sort of workouts. There's a wee challenge and that in there, so we'll
Buzzing,
get
man.
that videoed. And then next week after that, he'll put me through a workout
Nah.
and put me through your favourite sort of session, like a push session then, since that's like my weakest point.
Aye. I'll
Um,
just kind of. Well, to be fair, like, you've been doing it anyway.
Aye,
with-
but it'll be
with
good
Ben,
just to
but
fucking fully
I'll make
push
this
to the
work
limits.
cut up myself. Obviously, if I
Aye.
take my approach to it and kind of style it differently for the way that our coach
Yep.
does ours, then I suppose it'll still will be something new that you've not done. If you've been used to kind of doing it Ben's way, then I can obviously bring my spin on it. It's
Aye.
something I would do with one of my clients basically,
Perfect.
and then you can obviously do the same with the
Aye.
functional stuff.
I think this
But,
phone's going to fucking vomit my horn, so
but,
we're going to end it there. Class fucking workout, class Scran and Nando's, and until next week, bro. Cheers, my man.